Hey guys, what's shaking? It's late night. Well, not really too late. It's more like I'd say about 7:30. Uh, just shooting the shit. I figure I'd post another video, something similar to this, since I got a pretty good response from my last I guess commentary video. So this is one of those things where I'm just chilling out with a beer. Also, fucking around with some sushi. You know, I mean, if you guys don't mess around with some sushi, I highly recommend going to your neighborhood sushi restaurant and getting getting yourself some sushi. I didn't know what it was, but whatever. I mean, it's still good. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I figure I'd post another one of these videos because for one, it's cold. It's cold right now. Two, I'm trying to stay bundled up. And three, I'm still coming off a high of the Warriors beating the Cavs. If you're a Cavs fan, I'm sorry. Yeah, champions or not, go whatever. But yeah, I guess you could say this is. I guess you could say I'm probably gonna post one of these videos. Like whenever I feel like it. Like one of those things that make you go If you guys are a fan of like Arsenio Hall, or I don't know if my viewers are that old enough, but I'm sure there's a couple of you guys out there. But no, this is something I saw in the going back about 2-3 weeks ago, earlier in the year, and then I saw something posted. I was like, all right, something was posted today. Not really relative, but it's kind of having to do with the same person. Rob Liefeld. First of all, let me start off by saying I do not hate Rob Liefeld. I don't love him either. Yeah. He had a post today having to do with Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, and Pierce Brosnan. And there's a lot of speculation that he could be Cable, which is weird. I never really thought of. I can't really picture Pierce Brosnan being Cable. You know what I mean? I could picture him being Remington Steele, or James Bond, or hell, even Thomas Crown. Cable, I'm still working that out if that's possible. I mean, it's kind of right now it's a rumor. I mean, who knows? It's probably just a freaking picture. But that's not the point where I'm getting to. A couple weeks ago, Rob Liefeld announced that he did a movie deal for his Extreme Universe, and I say that only because of the fact that it was one of those things he posted on his Twitter page. It was all over the internet. Rob Liefeld's Extreme Universe is coming to the movie theaters. That's good. I'm glad. That's good for him. My only question is, where is your content? You have no content. You have very little content, if that. And I don't know. I mean, it's great that sometimes bringing the cart before the horse is okay. Sometimes you just work with the stuff as you go along, but it's a lot of a cart before the horse, if you ask me. And it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, he's still messing around with the movie stuff, the film stuff. And it makes me think, I know everyone has their own opinion about Rob Liefeld, but this kind of made me think, and it might make you think, I think Rob Liefeld hates comic books. I think Rob is, if you go back 25 years, if you guys collected that long, Rob Liefeld, did Image and did like Youngblood, and it came out 2 months late, and then the next issue came out like 3 or 4 months late, and another one came out I think 6 months late, and he just made it into like a limited series or whatever, and he finished it, but it wasn't something everyone was like, oh, hoo-ha about. But from then on, he never really had anything out on time ever since he left Marvel. And it was one of those things where I'm thinking, okay, I'm trying to be on his side. I'm trying to say, okay, this guy's probably got a lot of stuff going on. There was talks where he had a lot of stressful moments in life or whatever. I don't know what it was, but he's kind of just not all there, and I tried. I mean, like a lot. I mean, he's a lightning rod. You know, But people try their best to say, hey, it's okay, Rob, as long as you get your stuff on time. So who cares? If you can't draw hands or feet. But he seems to keep digging himself a hole. Social media doesn't help him either. I mean, he has had constant bouts with other creators who I don't feel like naming. I bouted with a guy, like, say, about 6 or so years ago on Twitter, and I got blocked. Actually, checking back, I'm still blocked on my old account. And it's funny, but, yeah. If you look back at his Twitter timeline right now, or even Facebook timeline, or whatever timeline he does in social media, a lot of it has to do with either something that really doesn't have too much to do with comic books. And that's fine. Everyone has their own right to have their own personal life, but, I mean, it kind of tells you that he doesn't really care too much about comic books anymore. He cares about the characters he created before being processed into a film deal. It's been like film for him. It's like film deal, Deadpool, which he really hasn't messed with until like the movie came around. Film deal. And like, if you guys remember the character, the superhero like team Dooms 4, which was really essentially made for a movie. That was supposed to be a film deal, and that fell through. A lot of the whole thing about making a Youngblood animated series, that fell through, and that was like a film deal of some sort. And then now, there's this, and it's kind of like, dude, you're kind of like Pookie from New Jack City going back to the crack pipe. We thought you were reformed. You're doing some covers and exclusives here and there for like Marvel, but now you're kind of like, you fell off the wagon with this whole film deal for the Extreme Universe you're doing, which is kind of like obviously it's a takeoff of like DC and Marvel, and I like where he's going. I like where his head's at. Problem is, there's no actual content. I don't want to bash the guy. I mean, back in the day, I was one of his biggest defenders, as far as like, who he is, I mean, yeah, not the greatest artist, but I enjoyed his artwork. It was entertaining. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I didn't get into like a feud or anything. I'm not going to take credit for that. But I mean, it's like sometimes, which he still does to this day, and sometimes he'll get on social media, he'll post an opinion which will provoke a response. And if a response doesn't agree with his, sometimes you might get blocked, or he just won't respond at all. He might respond, saying, hey, in a way of saying, just, didn't you understand what I said? My problem with Rob is he's too focused on the movie deals, Hollywood, and something anti-comics. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I work, I drive, and, and that's what I do. I mean, but I also have a life besides driving, as my job. But, it's just weird how, I mean, I get to talk about other things, as far as like my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But, I mean, it's not like for me, it's just a job. It's not a career. But for him, I mean, I was led to believe that Rob Liefeld just draws and creates stuff. He doesn't get along with a lot of the co-creators he works with. I mean, and a lot of the stuff he does isn't finished. This is stuff you guys heard before, but you think back about it. You sit back there and think, does Rob Liefeld even like comic books anymore? I mean, a lot of his time is spent with trying to be around like bigwigs and around Hollywood, or trying to get a film deal made, or what have you, or talk about how much a movie made, and just spout poetic about it. And it's like, it wouldn't hurt for you to be behind a drawing table. I mean, like, if he was drawing on a constant basis from when Youngblood came out back in '92 up to now, he probably had that series around 200, 250 issues. Almost like Liefeld or excuse me, Liefeld or Larson with their character. I mean, sorry, McFarlane Larson with their characters, with the Savage Dragon and Spawn, and yeah, I mean like Spawn had way more issues than what Liefeld has, probably up to date right now, and that was when now at that point where he did the movie, the Spawn movie, which was not that great, but at least he had some content. He had content to create that character and bring it to making a Hollywood film. Liefeld barely has that. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, like if there's a character he probably should bring to that he created to screen, would probably be Supreme. But a lot of people will probably give him crap for it being more like Superman. And I haven't read the Supreme Alan Moore run. I heard it's really good. I just got to bring myself to reading it. But yeah, I just think that Liefeld doesn't like comics anymore, and I think some of it stems back to the Spike Lee commercial he did for Levi's, whatever, and maybe that's what happened. I don't know. I think he's more in tune with social media and movies and trying to get a film deal. Now, look, there's nothing wrong with social media. There's nothing wrong with movies, but like Jim Lee was brought into doing a bet to do a constant amount of issues for Batman back in the day. So I think it was 01 or 02 or 03 or somewhere around there, where he did the Hush storyline, and those came out on time for the most part. And that was on a bet. I would like to see Liefeld follow that same bet on something. I mean, if he came back I know he's working on it. From what I understand here, he's working on a Deadpool series or a miniseries or some sort of whatever. But it's just, I haven't heard. That was like a year ago they talked about that. And that was like after the movie came out. I haven't heard anything since. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's like, can you just put something out? Anything, I mean, nothing biblical. No one wants to read that. Maybe some people, but the majority of people don't want to read that. If you went back and did some Marvel title, any Marvel title, and did like a 6-issue to 12-issue run with a writer to help you, because you're a plotter, you're not much of a writer, nothing personal. I don't want to tell you what you are not, but I don't know. I just think that Rob Liefeld doesn't care about comics anymore. I mean, he does have some care for it, but for the most part, he probably, he probably treats comics to movies as though he's dating some girl and he's going to take her to a prom, but he's really interested in a really hot cheerleader instead of the nerdy chick he took with him to the prom. And he's hoping to dump the nerdy chick for the cheerleader. But that's it, guys. I don't know. I that's about it. I just wanted to just rant a little bit, Had a couple beers, so who knows? I mean, I'm probably drunk from this thing, but yeah. Give me your guys' opinion. Do you guys think Rob Liefeld likes comics anymore? Because, I mean, it's not a question of whether comics come out on time. It's just an idea of, does he even like comic books anymore? Like, if you guys if anybody sees this video and you guys come across Rob Liefeld at a convention, or if he lives in your neighborhood, or you see him at the local comic shop, don't directly ask him, but just ask him, do you like, comic books anymore? I mean, do you like creating them? Do you like having something ongoing? I mean, yeah, he makes stuff that's like an homage of another character, At least he's all right. If he's copying, at least he's working on something. But I don't know. Let me know, guys. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. It's your opinion. Comment. Tell me what you guys think about about Liefeld. And should he just work and not focus on social media, movies and crap? Also subscribe. I'm around 260 followers or subscribers, whatever, which is fine, but I like to draw some more attention if possible. All right, that's it, guys. I'm gonna finish my sushi and drink my beer. You guys take care. Peace.